Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mark Schultz here with Digital Aircraft, and it's our first broadcast of the day on day 2 of MRO Americas 2022 down in Dallas. And we're doing the same thing. We're going around and talking to really interesting businesses and finding out about what they do and trying to share that with you. If you are here at the event, you can actually come and visit this booth or this business. We'll talk about it in a minute. Or I hope that we're able to share some information with you that'll help you understand the companies online. So this one, we're going to be talking about some interesting things of a company I learned about over 20 years ago, and it's a very different company today. Let's start out by telling people, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Ian Nyland, and I'm the president of JANA.
And just really quickly, give us like 2 sentences on what JANA does.
So JANA is an engineering service provider with particular expertise in around avionics mods, STCs, and technical documentation, the life cycle of technical documentation.
Perfect. I want to dig into that more because what's really interesting is, my history with JANA goes back many years. I worked at an airline early in my career, and interestingly, we had contracted with JANA, many years ago. Now, you said the company is approaching what anniversary?
It's our 50th anniversary. My grandfather started the company in 1973.
Is that right? That's great. That's really incredible. And so the company's been around for a long time. But what I want to say is that when I worked at the airline, one of my responsibilities, I was responsible for some portions of engineering at the airline, and that included technical publications. And so we were looking at the time for a way to go digital and to be able to expand what we were doing. And we researched the industry. We found this company called JANA that we reached out to and had some work done. Now, at that time, I knew JANA as a technical publications company, okay? I think it's a little different now, 49 years later.
Yes, we've added a lot of capabilities to our portfolio, so to speak. The services around the creation, management, and delivery of technical data still forms a big part of the company. That's our core skill set, you might say. But added on to that, we've added full cycle engineering services, a lot of back office services supporting airlines, so maintenance programs, maintenance planning, those sorts of things. We actually have a PMA kitting facility, so we're a PAH holder. So we can do all sorts of stuff. We have an ODA, so we can approve our own STCs.
And for those that might not know, tell people what an ODA is.
So essentially, it lets us stand in the shoes of the FAA in the course of authorizing an STC. We're like a mini
like
ACO.
A DER or a DAR or something.
And so
more.
More than that.
Yeah, right.
It's we not only have the DER portion, they're called unit members within an ODA, but we also perform most of the FAA function, in which we actually sign off and actually issue our own STCs.
Very different than a technical publications company.
It's a very different skill set, but it's really complementary in the sense of, like you said earlier, in the tech pubs world, our customers were always engineers, and so this is really just an added offering to the same customer base, which is one of the reasons that we chose to expand into that area.
So successful businesses like JANA, always grow and expand in areas that are meeting the needs of the industry, okay? So what are you seeing in the industry right now that are challenges which are causing people to have difficulty maybe not being able to be successful? What are you seeing right now?
Well, I would say at this particular moment in time, coming out of COVID, just capacity constraint in almost all areas, but in particular around experienced people. Everybody's trying to scale up very quickly coming out of COVID. And so just getting work done is really hard. And that's what we do. That's what we've done over the course of the 50-year history of the company, is that we get work done, technical work. We have systems and processes in place that we can scale up really quickly. That's kind of our secret sauce. And so
we're all seeing labor shortages in many different areas, at the airlines and OEMs and other companies. People said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so they went off to other industries. Many of them did. And so the airline and OEMs and MROs, they lost a lot of labor and expertise and skill, that exists in there. And now we know that the labor market has a lot of challenges in it today with the ability to be able to get people. So, having the ability to outsource certain key technical, and I say technical tasks specifically, to companies is a very valuable, thing. What other things are you seeing in the industry that are creating challenges in the industry today?
So it's also related to COVID, but in particular, the explosion of cargo has really had the knock-on effect of people are flying airplanes a lot longer. Older airplanes are flying longer, and so people are modifying them. They're putting new avionics systems in particular, that sort of thing, new SATCOM systems. in particular in those cargo things. And so that really helps us with our engineering services, our ODA services, our kitting services, because that's exactly what we do. We can support that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. When you're doing things like that, this week I kicked off an interview with Embraer, and they announced a new passenger to freighter conversion program that exactly supports, what you're saying at this point in time.
Yeah. We've actually done a couple projects with some that it's around Airbus aircraft that are going through P2F programs. And for instance, we just did a SATCOM STC that's going to be part of that Mod Center's portfolio that they're going to offer to their P2F customers.
Right. Wow, it's a very different company than what I remember JANA. Okay, so what are the key areas that you provide services in?
So engineering services in many aspects, focused on the air transport industry, but we've also done some around business jets. Mm-hmm. And we're a service provider, so we can do a full end-to-end STC program from design through certification, but we can also do any individual part. Mm-hmm. So instance, I was just talking with an airline that has their own ODA, but they're like, sometimes we need help just on the engineering design phase. Yeah. We want to run it, and that's perfect.
Okay, so engineering technical services, excellent.
Technical documentation,
like we
any sort of service around the creation, management, delivery, technical documentation, maintenance programs, maintenance planning, done a fair amount around bridging entry into service as airlines are acquiring new and used aircraft, bring them into fleets.
Maintenance programs work that requires a great deal of technical expertise as well as looking at the intervals of aircraft and looking at different aircraft types and how you can put those together and create the most optimized maintenance program. That makes a tremendous difference in an operation, and that's exactly you do that hands-on work.
We do that hands-on work, and it's really what we're trying to be is a full turnkey service provider for an airline for their back office.
Great. That's great. Well, it's a very different company than what I remember it. So, if I were to kind of summarize this up and say, for everybody watching today, if you wanted to tell them who is JANA today, what would you tell them? What would your response be?
We're more than just tech pubs.
Okay, all right, good. That's where we started. All right, good.
That's just how many people still view us. But yeah, we're a full breadth service provider for an airline's back office. Essentially anything other than touch labor, we can help you with it. And if you're an OEM or an equipment provider, we can help get your equipment on an airplane. We can help you with your STC. We can help you with the kits.
Very good, very good. If people want to reach out to you and continue this conversation or maybe ask you more detailed questions about your services, what's the best way to do that?
So I'd say, please follow JANA on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Connect with me, Ian Nyland, on LinkedIn.
Can you spell that real quickly?
Yeah, so it's EANNILAND.
Okay, great, fantastic. And is there what's the website that they should go to?
JANAcorp.com.
JANAcorp.com. Excellent, very good. Hey, listen, thank you so much. It's just fun to talk to people. I connected with one of the people that works for your company, and we actually worked together, I think 30 years ago at this point, and that was amazing. I said, there's a familiar face right there. So it's great to be able to come to the MRO Americas show and to be able to connect with great companies that are offering, services that we need in our industry. And so thank you so much for having a conversation with me, and I wish you the best here at the show. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, great. Thanks, everybody, and goodbye.